British Steel has staged its first consultation in the North East ahead of its £1.25 billion proposals to transform into a more environmentally friendly business.
Yes, the steelmaker recently unveiled plans to introduce an electric arc furnace on Teesside, which will help its operation to become more green and sustainable.
Our correspondent Chris Jepson has been to look at a similar furnace in Middlesbrough to see how it might work.
The glow of the furnace sparks fond memories of an industry synonymous with Teesside. It looks and sounds like the old blast furnace of Redcar, but this is a structure for the 21st century. This electric arc furnace is used substantively for researching innovative technologies, but the proposed furnace at British Steel will be 20 times larger than this one, and a potential game changer for greener steelmaking here on Teesside.
We constantly work on things like machine learning and artificial intelligence, so the systems are able to learn from one melt to the next how to become progressively more and more effective and efficient.
The steel industry accounts for around 10% of the UK's carbon emissions, so by operating an electric arc furnace, they're able to use the renewable generated electricity to melt the raw steel rather than a blast furnace which relies on coal as fuel, meaning the steelmaking process becomes greener.
With offshore wind, with nuclear at Hartlepool, we are one of the regions that has the greenest electricity in the UK. So combining that with making steel, I think is a good news story environmentally for the region.
Today, people in Redcar were able to ask questions about the plans at a consultation event by British Steel. Back at the Materials Processing Institute, there are concerns about how high energy costs may impact on the plans and whether the government will offer further support to the industry.
The thing that we're missing is primary steel making, steel made from iron ore, and that's a gap in the proposals. That's something I'd like to see. So I think that the announcement that's been made is a really good announcement. It's what's necessary for steel making, but it's not sufficient. We need to take that extra step.
So if there is that gap, how confident are you that this is even going to happen?
This project here for British Steel and Teesside can still go ahead. But what I worry about is when we want to grow steelmaking in the future, or when we're thinking about national security, or some very sophisticated high-level grades of steel, without primary steelmaking we might have a problem. We can't have security of supply for steel unless we have primary steelmaking.
The government told us it's offered a generous support package, including more than £300 million worth of investment to British Steel to cut its emissions and safeguard jobs. But with around 2,000 jobs at risk at British Steel's Scunthorpe plant, unions say the plans should not result in compulsory job losses. But for workers in Teesside, it's hoped these plans secure the future of steelmaking in our region. Chris Jepson, ITV News, Middlesbrough.